Good morning, everyone. My name is Gary, and before I get started teaching you how to use the software, I think it's important that I give you just a little backstory about who I am and why I do this. So, my daughter's been playing soccer since, well, forever. I think 5, 4, whatever. And what I always did was I always took a camcorder to the game, always videoed the game. Kids like watching themselves, and we used to do coaching video analysis. So her and I would sit down after the games. We would watch the games again. We would go over what went well, what didn't go well. And really, it helps these kids a lot with body position. You know, just where to be on the field, whether to be on ball side, goal side, just how to mark up on the kids, and really to help explain what happened truly in the game. So oftentimes they'll see a goal get scored and they think, oh, that goal got scored because, Maddie didn't block the shot in the goal. Okay. But what really happened, of course, was 5 steps backwards. There was a breakdown here, which led to something here, which led to something here, which led to something here. So that to me is always the value in the video. It really gets to the heart of what the true root cause is, and it makes smarter players. So my daughter's always benefited from that. And there was always a couple problems, though, with video. So one of the problems was when parents would say, hey, can I get a copy of that video? Well, these videos are huge. I mean, they're full-length games. They're 10, 12, 14 gig videos. And you can't take those videos and just hand them over to them. Even when you get one of these, I got a flash drive around here somewhere. Anyhow, even when you get these little flash drives, these thumb drives, you cannot take a large single file and just put it on that thumb drive. If it's over 4 gig, it won't go. It doesn't matter whether that thumb drive is 32 gig, 128 gig. It doesn't matter because there's this file size limitation, and 4 gig is the file size. Now you've got to chop the video up into multiple files smaller than 4 gig. Okay, so that's one problem. The parents would always want the video. And of course, without the thumb drive working, they'd have to give me hard drives. And now the hard drives also have to be compatible with a Mac. So if they're using a PC and I'm using a Mac, whoa, there goes the light. I put that up there so I don't get so much shadowing. Anyhow, so the videos wouldn't work. Okay, you couldn't get them onto a thumb drive, and the hard drives were a pain in the butt, and then parents would want them. Now, the second thing that would happen is, well, not the second thing, but what we ended up doing was starting to put these videos onto YouTube, because YouTube in the past had some limitations, but then they changed it so you could actually do it as long as you verified the account and did a bunch of extra steps. You can now upload these very large videos where you couldn't in the past. So then I started uploading these videos onto YouTube, and that was okay, except one, nobody else could use it. They could watch it, but they couldn't use it. And usually what would happen with the videos that the person wants to pull out a score or a highlight or, something good that their kid did. They don't want the whole game. What they want is, 30 seconds or 10 seconds of the game, and that's it. And they want to take that and keep it for themselves, not to have it up on my YouTube account. Well, the second thing that happened with YouTube was we were deep into a state cup run. And I thought, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go online and I'm going to research this other team. I'm going to go look up this team that we're going to play the next day and do a little scouting on them so that we can, I can work with my daughter and say, hey, here's the shooter. My daughter's a defender. So I can, we like to look for the shooters and say, okay, look, that's the person that's going to get the ball. That's the person the other team always passes to. That's the person you've got to key in on when you've got to make a decision between covering this person or, sliding over and covering this person. So as I'm going through this process, I'm thinking, boy, here I am on YouTube trying to scout the other team to give our team an advantage. And I'm the one putting the videos up on YouTube, which is really just giving the other team the advantage. So I couldn't find the video on the other team, but I could find our videos, which was helping the other team. So I got rid of all those videos. I wanted to get rid of those things. So when SoccerPro came along and got created, there was this huge philosophy of, how do you share the game? Okay, how do you make it simple for one person to take video, click a button, and share it with everybody else? Okay, B, how do you make the games usable? Okay, it's not enough to share the video. You have to make it usable so the other people can extract the highlights so they can get their daughter's 10 seconds of glory or whatever it is that they want to grab and use it for themselves. And then see there's always the issue where kids love to share. They like to take what they did well, snip out that little portion, and of course send it off into social media and show their friends how awesome they are. So those are some of the underlying objectives. A, easy sharing. B, make it so the other person can use it. And C, for the kids to have fun with it. Now, of course, there were a whole bunch of other things that got added to it since then, for a lot of different reasons because, the product needs to be usable. But those are some of the underlying philosophies of the product. And as you see all these other things within the product, if you just keep in mind the fact that sharing was a primary function, you'll understand that you can share for with other people. You can share for having other people work on a project. You can share into social media. You can share onto different pages. And that really permeates throughout the whole product. So let me show you a couple things here. And before I go on, sometimes people say, well, hey, it's not free. Okay, you get 10 gig for free. And I say, well, yeah, it is. It's free. Free is free. I don't know why you think it's not free, but free is free. It's just like Dropbox, where they give you 5 gig or 2 gig of space, I think now. I have 5 gig just because I referred some other people, or I think I have a legacy account. But I have 5 gig of space on Dropbox, and I've been using it for 6, 7, 8 years. I've never paid a penny because every time my account goes above or close to 5 gig, I just delete some old junk that I don't need anymore. Google Drive, you get 15 gig, I think it's 15 gig. When you go above that, delete something, and then you don't pay anything. So the vast majority of people using Dropbox, the vast majority of people using Google Drive, they never pay a penny. And it's the same thing with SoccerPro. You never have to pay anything, but there's always going to be that 2%, 3%, 4%, whatever it is, of clubs, of schools, of whatever organization that decides, hey, we want the whole enchilada, we're willing to pay the tab. And that's what happens in a freemium model. The vast majority of the people, again, 95% plus, never pay a penny. The 5%, 3%, they pay the tab, and it works out great because everyone's happy. You get a free account, they get to try things for free, and then they move up as they choose. So 10 gig might not seem like a lot, but I'm going to show you exactly why 10 gig inside this system is actually massive, and you can use it forever. So I'm going to log into my account just to show you a couple things. Now, what I want to show you first of all is when you look at this list of games, and I'm going to minimize my screen here so you can focus on the actual screen. When you look at this list of games, you see 2 gig, 2 gig, 2 gig, 2.4. These are all full-size games. These were shot on a very high-end, high-definition camera. It's full-length games. I do stop it for halftime. I stop it when the ball's out of bounds. I stop it when there's a dead action. So it's shorter than a full game by about 10 minutes usually. But these files are still about 12 to 14 gig. When you upload them into our system, it gets compressed. So it gets down to 2.4, 2.0, 2.3. But again, all these games are full-length games. Some of these are shorter because they're showcase games. And of course, the showcases run a little shorter just because they stay on a tighter schedule. Now, I'm going to bounce over to my daughter's account. Okay, her account is separate from my account. She runs her own thing. She has it for free. She keeps it forever, whatever. Okay, what you'll notice is in her original media, I'm going to bounce back here. So you see I have 61 games. These are 61 games that I've uploaded into the system. Okay, I've got 49 projects, 9 coaching videos in this account, and 4 highlight videos, and then 8 highlight segments. So let's bounce back here, and you'll see that she has 0 games. 0. Okay, so she has no bandwidth being used. But when you come into her shared videos, you see that she has 21 full game videos in her account. Okay. But I'm going to come back into her profile. Oops, come into profile. And when you look at her storage status, remember she has 10 gig of space. She's using 4% of it. So she has 417 meg in her account. She's using 4% of her space. And the only reason she's using 4% is because of her highlight videos. So what she's done is she's taken these shared videos and she's extracted the segments out that she wanted, and she created those and saved those in her account. So what happens with these shared videos is none of these shared videos count against her allocation. So even though you could add this up and see clearly that she's over 10 gig of video in her account, because they're shared videos. In other words, these are videos that someone has put into their account and shared over to her. It counts 0 against her account. Okay, now these count against her account because these are in her account. So she's taken those games, she's extracted these highlights, and it's 190 meg here and 63 there, etc., to add up to this amount of allocation. Okay, now I'm going to bounce back to my account, and I'm going to show you just how the sharing takes place. So for example, this game, National second half, okay? If I want to share this, all I have to do is click, and I can share this with anyone just by giving them this link. I can email it, and I can add multiple email addresses in here. So every time I add an email address, another window opens up. Well, I'll just do it. And I can click send now, and that's it. Okay, I can go to users, and I can share with multiple users within the account. But the most common way is to use groups, at least for me. So what I'll do is I will hook up an entire group here. So here I think I have 23 people in this group. And now all I have to do is click send, and all these people will get a copy of this video into their account instantly, and of course receive a notification. Now if I wanted to, I could put it up on social media, but this is more for the kids. It's not what I do. Okay, when I do the sharing, I share it into groups. And of course, I can do all sorts of different groups, right? I don't even know what's in here, but okay. So these are all different groups that I've created for different purposes. Now again, the key is when I share into this group, okay, let's click on this. Let's say there's 23 people in here. When I share a 1 gig video, and I'm using 1 gig for simplicity, and I have 23 people that I'm sharing with, that doesn't count. That's not 23 gig of space that's being shared. That's still 1 gig of space that's used in my account and 0 in all the people that I share with. So all these people get access to the video. They can use their account forever and never really have any allocation. I mean, if they don't ever create a video, if they just watch the videos and never create their own highlight videos, if they never create their own coaching videos, they will be able to use this for free forever and have 0 in their account. It'll be nothing, okay? So, that's really important to understand, is that these are full games that from, 12 or 14 gig that get compressed down to 2 or 1.9, 1.5. And when you go into sharing and you look at these videos, you see that even though you've got a whole bunch of videos, 21 videos in your account, it doesn't matter at all. Now, the last point I'll just show you is, while we're on this sharing concept, you'll see the update view permission, okay? I can block this. I can keep people from viewing it, right? I get to set the permission, because back to that whole YouTube thing, if I don't want people to see my video so that they can scout our team, I can just set it any way I choose so that it's only our organization, our team, only specific users that I've shared it with can view, or maybe only I can view it. Now, the other thing is the use permission. So again, you control your video and you can allow people to use it and create their own videos, or you can stop people from doing it. It's up to you. You just set that permission here And then when you share it, or even after you share it, you can change the permission. So, for example, if you share it and then you find out you don't like the way that people are using it, all you have to do is change this and say, oh, only I can use this video, update it. And now every time someone tries to use that shared video, because you control the video, they will no longer be able to use it. Okay, so this is something that I wanted to share with you. I wanted to teach you the philosophy behind the system. I want to show you how you can use this free forever, how the sharing concept is in there and never counts against your allocation. And lastly, let's just show some results here. So when you look at, for example, my daughter's page, what does she do with it? Well, she likes to create the highlights, but more importantly, what she does is she's a junior in high school and she wants to play college ball. So we have a thing called a players page. And on the players page, you can set it up so that you have an online presence. And so hers is SoccerPro.com/u/Ziggy. Okay, she can upload all the things she wants. She can control the status, whether she's going to hide it from the world, show it to the world. In this area, she has the ability to put in any information she wants. Down here, we have some areas that are pre-designated. So gender, birth date, dominant foot, what her position is, current grade, GPA, that sort of thing. Honor classes, yes, no. There's information about college, right? Does she want to go to a college? Does she want to play D1, D2, whatever her ambition might be. Search tags. Again, these things are more or less freeform. We give some suggestions here, but you can put anything you want in here. And then when you go to her page, I'll just give you a preview. Now you'll see what it looks like. So here you see your highlight going. You see the animation pop up. And the video will pause for a second. And of course, this is her playlist. So she can have her playlist here. She can have her playlist here, and the coaches can come and just upload different videos. And down below, they can find information about her and, of course, message her. So this makes it convenient for kids that are trying to get into college to send one link to the coaches, and it has all their videos. And then, of course, the recruiting coaches can choose to watch as much or as little as they choose. Now you don't have to put a whole list of 10, 15 different videos, video links into an email and send it off to the coach. So this is just a way to conveniently highlight what you're about and to present your videos in a structured, organized way. So again, just to recap, you get 10 gigs of space for free. You can use sharing so that you never even have to use it. You can share with people with one click, and of course, create players pages and all the rest of it. Now, I'll go on and I'll teach you how to use it. But again, I just wanted to clarify this point because it seems to be something that people get stuck on, thinking that, look, I've got one game. If I upload one game and it's 12 gig or 14 gig, then 10 gig isn't any good. And that's true. Again, all my videos are 12 to 14 gig when I upload them. So if I had a 10 gig limitation, then this would be a completely worthless free account. It would be free in name only, but you can see that in actual reality, it's 2 gig, and in the sharing concept, it's 0 gig. All right? So I will teach you how to use the system in the next video. I'll take you through and show you a little bit more about what it does, and then I'll take you into the heart and soul of what you can do as a coach, because this sequence is created specifically for you on this forum, and I want to keep the focus on you and what you want to do, not what parents want to do, not what kids want to do, but I want to show the value to you and how you can take this, turn it into coaching videos to make smarter, better players. All right, this is Gary. Hope you enjoyed this video, and will stick with me for the next one.